Good evening, everybody. I'm just waiting for the people to come into the live. Okay, we're here to discuss tonight's versus battle with SWV and Xscape. Okay, I may have some special guests that you are not familiar with. They may be friends that you never met. It may be family members. This is gonna be a family affair tonight. Hopefully they know what the hell they're doing with the link, but they'll be in the building. Okay, they will be in the building. Okay. Um, y'all ready for me to discuss this? Y'all ready to talk about it? Y'all don't mind my people coming in with us tonight. This is the first. I've never allowed no family members or anything like that to come on my live, but y'all with it? Let me know if y'all with it. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm texting my cousin back right now to let him know that I'm live. Okay, and now that I text him back, it's about to go down. We finna discuss it, y'all. Because I know y'all been waiting on my opinion. I was gonna wait and do like a pre-recorded video about this and not even do shit tonight because I'm tired. I've been at work, been to a wedding and everything. But child, I got my life tonight. So here it is. Oh, my cousin is here now. Okay. So without any further ado, I'm about to bring my cousin in here because he's a big ass SWV fan. That's number one. He's a big ass SWV fan. Always have been a big ass SWV fan. But we both are fans of these particular groups. So there may be a point where our opinions may differ, but then there'll be a point to where we will be on the same page. So without any further ado, there is my cousin Reggie, who is skinny just like me, pretty
Nah, somebody done got a little thick on me.
much.
I'm
Look now, don't you start it now. Don't you start
sorry. It's the
it.
truth though. Listen, I'm still over here trying to get it right. I need to do whatever you doing.
Just eat. It's okay. That's all you gotta do is
Well,
eat. That's
when you
it.
got 8 streams of income like you do,
Oh
it's
my
not
god.
hard.
This is what we not finna do. We ain't finna come on here. Y'all not finna come on my shit with the shade, okay? I get enough of that with Jamar. I ain't finna do this today with you, okay? Now, first of all, oh, look at Carlos. Carlos is in the building. I see Carlos in the chat. Hey,
What's up,
Carlos.
Carlos? Let me look at the chat. How do I view the chat and
I don't know if you can do it on your phone. That's the issue.
Oh,
See, it's better when you're doing it like from a device like an iPad or something like that. But with a
oh.
phone, you may not be able to see the comments. But it may be some comments that I just put on the screen so you can see it. You know.
Hey, everybody that's speaking. I'm reading the comments. Thank you all for the love. And I see Carlos.
The only reason why he thanking y'all for the comments because some of y'all said that he cute. That's the only reason why he thanking
It's
y'all.
always a hater somewhere.
I'm just I'm just
Let me get
saying.
my hat straight. Like, what's going on here? I
It's
don't
gonna
know.
it's gonna be crooked because on here it's gonna be moving a different way. Like it's not gonna be the same. It's
Okay.
just like you looking at the mirror.
I don't
But
need to be.
to start the discussion, cause I ain't gonna be up here. We ain't gonna be up here long. I just took an Alka-Seltzer pill. It's an Alka-Seltzer night pill, so you know it's gonna knock me out in a little while. But first of all, what I'm not gonna ask you what you thought about tonight's verses first. What I'm gonna ask you is because you know me and you are big music fanatics, especially of girl groups of the '90s and stuff like that. So, what was you thinking about when you first heard about the verses? I don't know why I'm asking you that because I already know, but they don't know.
First of all, y'all, I lost my everlasting mind when I found out that they was doing the verses. Anybody that know me know when it come down to R&B. When I think R&B, I think SWV and Xscape. They are, in my opinion, the epitome of what 90s R&B was. They embodied that sound. And nobody else did it like either group. I'm sorry. and it's not always down to success or charting positions, even though Xscape and SWV has those too. Um, it's just the sound. They have that nostalgic sound, and I was just excited because when it come down to groups, I feel like when it come down to successful 90s groups, SWV and Xscape always get the short end. They don't get their flowers like they deserve. They don't get the respect that they deserve. A lot of the girl groups and a lot of singers in general were modeling their music and their sound after those two groups. So people might not want to give them that, but you don't have to have every artist, new artist out now, openly say that for the influence to be there. So I was
That's
excited. I
true.
was happy.
I was excited because I always said that if there was a versus for SWV or Escape, they would be the ones that I would see them. Hold on. You're not gonna embarrass us, Carlos. If you wanna, that might be funny. I know you drunk, but that might be funny if you came up here to talk to. I'm gonna send you the link anyway. I want to see how fucked up you really are. Anyway, but anyway, I always felt as though if SWV did a versus, they should go against Escape. I always felt like if Escape did a versus, Escape should go against SWV. So and the only reason why I was mainly like going saying like Team Escape, all this other shit, because I love both groups the same. Only reason why I was doing that because I just saw people trying to play Escape and saying that they shouldn't be going up against SWB. They should go up against the likes of Total and people like that. And I'm just like, so y'all really gonna try to down them like that?
But you know
Like,
what? That's what I like about verses. I feel like the verses, people be trying to make it a competition. I don't really make it a competition. It's more of a refresher course when it come down to it. I feel like a lot of people who don't know their music history need verses
they
so that
do.
they can be reminded and informed of the impact that these artists have had. I can't really name, besides Brandy and Monica, and anybody that knows me knows that I'm going to always be very biased in that situation. And I'm adult enough to admit that. However, that was the only time I really said, "Oh, Monica won" or somebody won. But even to just be in all seriousness, it's not really one versus that I've watched where one artist won over the other artist. They all showcase what their contributions are, and you all get to be reminded of the impact that they made during that time that they was making it when they start playing the music. And a lot of the times when people watch the verses and they hear some of these songs, they be like, "Oh, I didn't know that was such and such song. I didn't know they went hard like that. I didn't." Yeah, because you didn't know. I don't know. I feel like I hate when people who aren't big music fans, and when I say big music fans, that know the history behind the music, know where it started from, what the origin of the music was, this, that, and the third. I feel like if you don't have that full background on music, I don't want to hear your opinion on it, because of the simple fact of the matter that if you know these things, then it will come to no shock once the verses come up. People just they've been doing their thing for years. Everybody got their time and things move on. That's just how life goes. So you might not been informed, or you might have not liked this group like that or artists like that. But then when you watch the verses, you can really see like, okay, they was really doing their thing and they really had some hits and they really had some good songs.
That's the same thing it was for me when Brandy and Monica went against each other. I think
Which is
I
still the
got a
best one to me.
yeah, to me too. I feel like I got more I appreciated Brandy's music more after the verses. Like a lot of those songs I've always liked, but I started to see like other stuff. Like I listened to it more. I'm like, cause I've always loved sitting up in my room, but it's like after the verses, I couldn't stop listening to it. It's like a constant repeat back and going back, going back, going back. I gotta hear sitting up in my room. I gotta hear Angel in the Skies. So
Right.
sometimes these verses are reminders of what of the things you probably took for granted when you first heard it. Or even with SWV, like a lot of people don't even know about those last two albums they did in 2012 and 2016. But yet I look on iTunes and I see Man Crush Every Day is on the iTunes charts because they just heard it on Versus. So it's kind of like it can be a reintroduction, so to speak,
Right.
about things that you ain't heard yet. That's what I think.
And I think so too. I think it's really a good idea. And it give artists from the past a chance to receive their flowers while they still here. And that's one of the reasons I'm glad that they got it, because DMX was able to be a part of the verses. And he
Hmm.
was able to receive that love, and he was able to receive his flowers and everything while he was here. Verses is about celebration.
Right.
And we celebrating these artists, especially when it come down to black artists. I don't feel like I feel like this is something for our legends to get what they deserve while they're here, to be alive and experience it. You know what I'm saying? It's important. Our legends don't get what they deserve, especially legends of the 90s. You know, I feel like when people still have a youthful glow to them, people
Hmm.
act like you got to be 65 in the wheelchair to be legendary. And that's far from the case. We have plenty of living legends, and 90% of them are from the 90s. Even Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? The 90s is just that golden era. And I wish that back in the day, the legends were more respected. They didn't need stuff like verses, I feel like. But for the legends in the 90s,
Hmm.
I feel like they need these things because the new generation look at legends as has-beens because they not on the charts and they not current right now, or their time has passed. And honestly, I think that's crazy, because music is timeless. Music takes you to different places. Music brings different memories. So it ain't gotta be hitting on the charts. Just enjoy the music for what it is, music.
Yeah, I think when you take the sales and awards and shit that don't even matter to us or don't even do anything for us, only for a damn stand war, you enjoy the music better. Because I'm not gonna lie, like during the days when we would argue with these people on these message boards and shit like that, that was part of the reason why I couldn't really enjoy the music like I wanted to. Like with Brandy, for instance, I used to argue with those Brandy fans all the time over Monica and would not listen to her, would not give her music a chance. Although I loved it growing up, but when you get into these stand wars as a teenager and all this other shit, you forget how much you love the shit back in the gap. So it's like I don't even care about like when these people try to get on, like even on Twitter when I talk about music, all they want to do is talk about sales and shit like that. It's not about that, honestly. It's really not. It's
It's really
about
not. And a lot of the songs that we grew up loving, thinking that they was these big top 10 hits on the Hot 100, didn't even probably was just scraping the top 40. But they was
like
being played everywhere. The video was always on. We grew up listening to it like it was a hit. And hits is not exclusive to charts. Hits
it's
is
not
exclusive to having timeless music. If a person can still play your song 15 years from now, that's a hit, whether it touched the charts or not.
like Foxy Brown's Hot Spot, for example. We thought that shit was just a number one on the Hot 100. We thought it was just like the biggest song out there. We saw the video all the time. We saw her perform Hot Spot all over the place. That shit barely touched the Hot 100, but here
Oh
we
my
are.
goodness. And I thought Hotspot was the biggest damn hit that she had in her career. And that was one of the most lowest charting. Don't get me started on Foxy Brown because you know
That
that's
was the
my
last.
girl.
That was the last Hot 100 song she had, and it was barely there. But let us tell it, it was the biggest song in the world.
Right. And don't get me started on Kandi featuring Khalees.
They play Candy on the radio all the time, but looking at the charts, it didn't do shit. You know what I mean?
Child,
Like,
it didn't chart nowhere.
that's what I'm saying. Like, half of the songs that we love so much weren't even that huge, but they
Right.
were still regarded as a classic. It was still regarded as a classic song. Like, you probably gonna holler when I mention this girl's name, because no one probably don't even remember who she is. But you may not know who Gina Thompson is, but you know the things you do
Oh,
with
I know who
Missy
Gina
Elliott.
Thompson is. Let me tell you. I saw her ass. Who was she talking about? She did an interview the other day or like a few weeks ago. I couldn't believe it was her. I mean, she looked good, but she looked completely different. And so I was like, wow, like you could tell she just living and leading a normal, just a normal life. But yeah, that was a hit. And let me tell you, Gina could sing, okay?
She could, and that's the only song I know by her.
I mean, me too, but you know, that was my girl for that one.
I mean, it just goes back to what we were saying, like the '90s. Regardless of how many flops they might have had, it's always that one song that sticks out. Like Uncle Sam, he had more than just "I Don't Ever Want to See You Again," but we all remember "I Don't Ever Want to See You Again." Like if we don't
Right.
remember not, if we don't remember no other song by him, we know that fucking song. Like
But
even the one hit wonders had classic songs.
I feel like that's the purpose, not the purpose, but that's one of the main things about being an artist. Like you're gonna have your breakthrough song that you're
Mhm.
gonna be known for the rest of your career. You know, like Whitney has "I Will Always Love You," and Boys to Men have "I'll Make Love to You," and you know what I'm saying. That might not been their biggest hits in some cases, but those are the songs that people gravitate towards. Like you could never bring up Whitney Houston and not bring up "I Will Always Love You." You could never bring up SWV and not bring up "Weak." It's certain songs that have to be performed, and that's gonna always be remembered by those artists.
Like you can't bring up Escape without saying "Just Kicking It." Like
Which is
everybody
true.
has that one song that they could perform forever, and they don't have to put out another record. Somebody
Right.
mentioned Coffee Brown. Uh, listen, After Party was our song, so I don't know what y'all talk about. Somebody mentioned Pretty Child. I thought we were the only ones around here that knew who the hell Pretty Willie was.
Okay.
We thought we the only ones who knew he was. He was big down here, so but let's get into these songs because I'm looking at iTunes, and of course I already knew this was gonna happen anyway. But Week is in the lead with
Of
everybody
course.
in front of everybody. Like, oops, my bad, my bad. What the hell is this? Oh, my bad.
It's
Anyway, no, it's not. I had played something on the iTunes store that I wasn't supposed to be playing, but I already knew that Week would be in the lead anyway, so that's a no brainer. That's the biggest song out of everybody. But what I am surprised about is that "Do You Want To" is not too far from Week, and I never knew that "Do You Want To" was a popular song like that. But that's one of my favorites.
I was
So
about to say, like, you already know
that's one of my
how it was
favorites.
about that song. And then when it come down to Tiny, let me tell you something about Tiny's voice that I appreciate then and now.
Hmm.
Tiny has one of those voices where I can't even describe it, because it's like when you hear her voice, it's not like, oh, wow, she's a powerhouse singer, but the girl can sing.
Right.
So it's just like she has a voice that I feel like is more relatable for other singers. Like if you wanted to sing something, it would be best to sing a Tiny song. You won't oversing, but you still gonna sound good as hell. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And that's how Tiny was, I feel like. And then every time Tiny did lead something, you could tell that she had like an emotional connection to what she was singing.
Hmm.
And yeah, I knew that that song was going to be like that, because that was one of my favorite Escape songs. It's not my favorite, but it was one of my favorites.
Oh, it's my favorite, and you
Oh,
already know this already. But
well, you know me. I don't know. Escape got so many to choose from.
I was surprised when you sent me "Work Me Slow" because I didn't know you went up for that song.
That's my song. It might have sounded like
Listen,
it was supposed to be on a Disney movie, but
not the
that's my
Disney
shit.
movie. Not the Disney
Now
movie.
listen, you know them harmonies was real Disney, but they was cute. I liked it. I loved
I'm laughing because it's all facts. But
it.
anyway, so so let's see. First of all, I'm glad that they played Working Slow because I know at first they were saying that they didn't really want to do any album tracks, but I feel like when you doing the verses, you should include your fan faves though, because
Right.
Working Slow was definitely a fan favorite. That's the thing that I was pissed at Monica about because she didn't really do that. She played sideline hoe, but I mean, girl. Anyway, I could have took another song.
I gotta say something that I just saw in the comments,
What?
because it's funny that somebody was like, somebody in the comments, hold on, let me read it. Can y'all still hear me?
Uh huh. You good?
Um, I don't know, but they basically was like SWV did the thing, but everybody is praising Candy's vocals. Now, let me say this. That's actually shocking to me, because all I've seen people do is drag Candy. Let me go ahead and rant real quick in the name of Queen Candy, because y'all be playing her
Not Queen
name.
Candy.
Number one, let's start here. Candy led 85 to 90% of the songs that Escape has ever fucking recorded. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, her voice was the foundation and the base of all of their harmonies. Without Candy singing that low note on the harmonies, you can tell that she's not there, because it sounds empty. Um, she could do a whistle note that the other girls could only dream about in their sleep, and her pen game is to be unmatched. So we're not gonna play on Candy's name. Like, first off, y'all are comparing a 50-year-old woman's voice to a 14-year-old teenager girl's voice. It's never going to be the same. She's never going to sound like Candy from 1994. And just because artists have fallen off vocally does not subtract from their contribution or any of the magic that they produced um, while they were in their prime. Again, people have their moments, age hits, life hits, things happen. What I can say is, Candy, y'all gonna have to start putting a lot more respect on her name, because just in my personal opinion, there's no escape without Candy. That's
It's
why they
not.
didn't do the reunion tour before Candy decided to agree, and that's why when they went solo, or when they just the three of them, it didn't do good. And when they replaced Kandi with that other girl, it didn't do good because Kandi was the voice of Xscape. And let's just keep that there. She
Oh
doesn't have to be your
God.
favorite voice for her to be the voice of Xscape. She just was.
Just know that I didn't say that he did. Cause y'all know y'all like to come for me and make it sound like I just go for everything that Candy did. Now I ain't say that he said it. He said
I
it.
said what I
I didn't
said.
say it. He
I
said it.
did. I
I
said
ain't
it. I said it. And it's the truth. I mean, y'all can dispute it or argue it. Facts is facts. I don't argue facts. I just let people state their opinions and keep it moving.
Well, it's people really don't get it though. Because it's like this for me. Candies, it's just like with boys to men. I'm gonna use them for example.
Oh,
They're
and
not
one more
the
thing.
same.
Just because Latasha hollered over everything didn't make her the lead singer. Ad libs and verses is two different things. All right, go back to your point.
But it's just like boys to men, for example. People may not care or may not even get what I'm finna say. But the dude, what was his name? What's his name? Michael? The bass singer, Michael. Boys to Men's harmonies do not sound the same without him backing them up with the bass. It's not the same. It doesn't hit the same. It's just like when Escape with the three of them did their EP and they didn't have that person doing the lows at the bottom. You know what I mean? It wasn't the same. So regardless of whether you like Candy's voice or not, I ain't saying she's the best singer in the world, but what she got,
Exactly.
it works for the group. Her voice works for the group. It may not work all the time as a solo artist, but it works for the group.
But when
And
you don't
so,
know music, these is the types of things that don't compute in your brain.
and on top of that, since we want to bring up Latasha was never the best singer in the group to me. Her sister was. That's my opinion.
Her sister was the best singer in the group, period. Let me
I
tell you
mean,
something, and I'ma just be real. Black people equate you being plus size to you being the best singer.
oh Lord,
I'm
oh
just gonna take
Lord.
it there. People who don't know me, I'm still working
This
on my
damn
filter,
chat finna be in shambles at
but
this
I'm just
point.
being honest. We equate being plus size and having church vocals with being a great singer. There's a lot of people who have never come out of the church, who don't have church voices, who are not powerhouse vocalists, who are real vocalists and who can still sing their ass off. We got to stop equating certain things to what singing is and what singing isn't. Voices are meant to be unique. I don't want to hear everybody singing the same type of way. That's why I'm bored with the state of music now.
Because
All of
everybody
these
sounds
girls are
the
auto-tune. All of them is using the same sound click beats. All of them are sounding the same.
same. Now,
So when I listen to music, I want to hear artists sound different. I don't always want to hear you be polished. Sometimes I want to hear somebody be raw. I think music is based off of preference, but I think sometimes people box in what their preference should be based off of
yeah,
what they grew up listening to.
yeah, because
Sometimes, go
yeah,
ahead.
because I've never seen it for Latasha, and you know this. I never said she couldn't sing, but I never felt as though she was like the best vocalist in the group. I always thought that Tamika was and still is, and I think that people sleep on Tamika's voice a
I
lot.
mean, but you know, in our community, hollering is singing. So, okay, if that's how y'all feel.
Here you go, start with the shit. But it's the truth though. I mean, people like I said, you don't have to like Candy's voice, but in Escape, she's needed. You may not care about Michael's voice in Boys to Men, but he's needed. Certain things that make a group is needed. It's just like you may not like T Boz's voice, but it's needed. If there was no T Boz and TLC, I mean, She
Oh
might
no,
as well
I
just
gotta
pass.
log off. Somebody said Coco wasn't a powerhouse by themselves.
Don't y'all start talking about Coco now, cause he's a staying child. So don't do
Listen, I will be the first to tell you I will be very biased. I am not
it.
going to see your point. I'm not going to agree. Coco is a beast vocally by herself. First of all, she carried the group. There's no SWV without Coco. She sung all of the leads. They couldn't book a show if there was no Coco, period. So I'm not understanding where that portion is coming from because vocally, some of the greats know what Coco was capable of. Again, they're older now. I mean, look at Mariah. We know what she was capable of, and well, now that's not the case. But so I feel like
Right.
you know what else was disturbing to me a little bit about some of the opinions about this versus that people was really comparing SWV and Escape in the sense of everybody in Escape sings something. Okay, that's the type of group Escape been since day one.
Right.
SWV has always been a group that was led by a lead singer, and you knew that. So how can you compare? Oh, Coco carrying a group on her back. This brand new. This is not brand new. This like Escape was known for having a quartet, and SWV was known for having a lead singer with backups. Like, so I mean, if we was talking In Vogue and Escape, then that would be more of a conversation because that would be more on an equal playing field. You get what I'm saying? I don't know
Right.
what anybody else was expecting.
I just wish that they would just allow both groups to be great. I think the downside to doing the verses is that it brings out the toxicity in these fan groups. Like just enjoy the moment. Like let them get their flowers, and because they don't get them nowhere else. So I just feel like just allow them to have that. SWV and Escape are very slept on, and this is why I'm glad that we have award shows again like Soul Train that honors are black artists that would never be honored anywhere else. Like when Monica got her Lady of Soul award, I was absolutely happy about that because she doesn't get the credit that she deserves. I think Faith Evans got a Lady of Soul award. She doesn't get the credit that she deserves. And people really don't realize that Faith Evans has written a lot of fucking songs for other people and vocal arrange for some of your faves and all of that stuff. They don't realize how much she puts into music. I think SWV won a Lady of Soul award at one point in time.
They
So I think,
did. They
yeah.
did.
So it's just like for me,
I didn't agree with them outfits, but that's another story for another day.
but but it just goes back to my point. Like they are able to be honored because by the Soul Train Awards, and these other ones aren't going to honor them. That's why I'm glad that they have award shows like Soul
And
Train.
let me say this, and that's important. Back in the day, Soul Train Awards was looked at by black artists like it was a Grammy.
Hmm.
Now, I know we're not even on this topic because Scotty will tell you I might look like a stick of butter by my skin, but I'm pro black all day, every day.
Not a stick of
Black
butter.
man. I'm serious about that. I speak on those issues all the time. And I just feel like when it come down to our black award shows, it's not the white people putting them down. These black award shows, see, we complain about not being accepted at these white award shows when these black award shows that we put down was made to celebrate us because the white people wasn't doing it. But y'all don't want to accept those awards. Y'all don't want to accept the award shows or accept who's accepting you. You want to chase after, just like everybody, regular people. People like to chase after things that don't want them. Men, material things, you know, and this is no different.
I mean, it's all facts. I mean, it is what it is. It's like they do that a lot. Like, I remember. I know August Alsina is not everybody's favorite person, but I know that when August Alsina won his BET awards and he cried on the stage, people was looking at him like, "What he crying for? It ain't no Grammy. What he crying over a BET award for?" I mean, if you knew his backstory and where he comes from, you would understand why he was crying. An award is an award. Being recognized by your peers is a feat within itself. It's just like when K Michelle was happy to win her Soul Train award. It ain't no
One
Grammy.
second, y'all.
You know, it's like, so what? Who cares that it's not a Grammy? Like, come on now. It's crazy, but it is what it is. Mary doesn't want to do a versus. But if she were to do a versus, I don't know who to put her against.
Honestly,
Maybe Mariah. I don't know.
I love Faith Evans, but it would just not be a good idea to put her up against Mary. Vocally, Faith got that in the bag, of course, but we're not
Right.
talking about vocals. We're talking about an extensive amount of hits, which Faith has, but Mary has extensive amount of hits on top of extensive amounts of hits on top of extensive. Like, they don't stop. They don't end. Like, I think the only person that I could see it being successful. Did Toni Braxton do one yet?
Mm-mm.
She could do one with Tony.
You
Um,
think so?
yeah, I feel like Tony got enough hits. Or Mariah Carey.
I can see it with Mariah before Tony.
And I can also see it. And don't destroy me for this. When I'm saying this, I'm speaking strictly in the amount of hits. I'm not comparing the type of music. I'm not talking
Uh
about the
huh.
talent or anything like that. I'm talking about the amount of hits and the amount of songs that are recognizable and that people love. It could only be a few artists that could go up against Mary. Mary could go against, like we said, Mariah. And I can see Beyonce because she would have enough hits that would be able to go toe to toe with Mary. As
Mm-hmm.
far as, okay, I got a hit I could play, you got a hit that you could play. Some of these people that they bring in, I mean, you can't put somebody with 3 albums against somebody with 10. It's just not going to work out.
Not saying.
I'm just, I mean, it's the truth.
He said 10. But it's all fair. But now about the songs that they did play. I know a lot of people have been giving Kandi flack for playing the songs that she wrote in the verses. Do you think that she should have played the songs that she wrote?
I mean, I don't really see if she was doing a solo versus, like if it was Candy versus Coco, yeah,
Yeah.
girl, play the songs that you wrote. But this is Xscape versus SWV. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have a problem. I just don't feel like it was fair for her to play those songs. But I'm not going to penalize her because if it was Missy Elliott, we'd have went up and we'd have been like, yeah, girl, play all of them songs that you done wrote and produced. You know what I'm saying? And we'd have went up
Right.
for it and we'd have threw confetti and had a damn parade. So I'm not going to clown Candy. I'm just going to say for what it was, I don't feel like it was fair. If she was doing a solo thing, that would be different because we know she's wrote plenty of hits. Hell, she's still writing them. She just wrote hits on Ariana Grande's last album. Still
Hmm.
making checks, current checks. And, you know, nah, I just feel like it was unfair. But other than that, I still was bopping to him.
I feel like she was flexing in a sense on one Ye because he tried to downplay her in her songwriting credits last week. I think she did that for some shade. And
And
if she
what
did,
songwriting credits does he have? I think I was in the 7th grade the last time Boys the Men charted. Let's move it
Six,
along.
six.
Was we in the 6th grade?
But even then, they didn't chart then because in the sixth grade they came out with "Pass You By" and "Taint." So
Oh,
really, the
yeah,
last
that's
time they
right.
actually
They
started was
played the
when.
video like twice on BET for the whole time that it was out. Anyway, moving right along,
So it was actually third grade the last time they charted.
that they charted. Even worse, like I wasn't even old enough to do none of the stuff that I'm doing now the last time y'all had a hit. Like, I'm an uncle now. Like, I done watched generations grow up since the last time y'all had a hit. So don't come for Kandi. I hate when artists, and first of all, he was just mad because she was telling the truth. I can't stand when queens is attacking women on any type of platform.
Did you
You a
say
whole
queen?
grown ass man. This is a woman. Sit your silly ass down.
Did you say queen?
Queen. I mean, because everybody says he's a diva. He's always been an issue. And honestly, anybody that I've ever heard of that have worked with Boys to Men and have spoken behind the scenes have never had anything positive to say about working with them besides that they could sing.
Yep, that's true. So I don't even know why he
So
was
I
so
don't know
pissed
why you
about it.
upset about the truth, but Shantae, you will not stay, so you can sashay away.
Listen, I'm tickled, okay? I am really tickled. You tripping me out tonight. But see, that's my thing too. Before I move on, because Candy said what she said, but it really wasn't as bad as what Dallas Austin said about them, and they didn't say nothing to Dallas Austin. He only said something to Candy. Didn't mention Dallas Austin at one time. Babyface said they were horrible to work with too. I mean, she's not the only person that
And
said.
that's what annoyed me with it. When these men had something to say, let me not go there because you know I will. I'm gonna just keep my mouth closed because I'm about to
I
drag
say
his
go.
ass.
I say go there because I mean I went there
Okay, so when the
already.
men, now that I have the clarity from the boss man, let me say this. When the men attacked your ass, you was quiet, you was hiding, nobody could find you. They was sending out search parties. Now woman say something and you got something to say. Be the same bitch you was when those men had something to say, and don't boss up and let your balls hang when a woman states the same thing that men said. If you want to be so, he felt like he really ripped the scene and, oh, I drug her. You don't get brownie points for that. You are weak. You're a queen. Definitely a part of a legendary group. But when it come down to an individual, your legacy will never. They will have a parade and celebrate Candy's life when she leave here way before they do for you. So let's keep it
Oh my
moving.
god! Oh my god! Oh my
And those is
god!
the facts.
Oh my god!
They'll always celebrate you as a member of Boys to Men. Kandi will always be celebrated not only as a member of Xscape, but as Kandi, because she has her own identity. Nobody knows you outside of the group. Keep going.
I cannot. Oh, another one of our friends is backstage, and he's about to join us now. Hold on, Reggie. Hold on. And we have our good Judy Oni in the building, child. Hey, Oni.
Wait, hold on. What's going on?
Oh my
We talking
God.
about the we talking about the verses.
Where is your light?
I'm in the kitchen. Hold on.
In the kitchen doing what, child?
Fixing a snack, it looked like.
No, I was finishing one.
Oh, he
I
said he was
was
finishing.
finishing one. I feel so bad. I
Okay,
got on this
so
little ass shirt.
we both got on white beaters. So what you saying?
Okay, my hat crooked. You know, since it was
Right.
such short notice that I was going to be up here tonight, guys, I'm looking a real mess right now, but it's all good though. You know, I still came up here and shared my
They've
little
seen
tidbit.
they've seen worse. I've been up here with a pig stuck in my head on camera, so I don't know what you're talking about. But
Oh, wait, you live?
yes, I am.
Oh, you didn't
I'm
know that
glad
we
you.
was speaking to the people. You thought you was just coming up here. We could have did that on FaceTime.
You know, you know, y'all always using these different platforms and stuff, and I'm still a little old school when it comes to this stuff. So,
Well, you ain't
Yeah,
got to
you
do.
speaking
You
to the audience. The chat is full, bitch.
Yes, it is. Okay.
hey,
So, but however, I'm glad that you up here because now we're going to start talking about the music. So I do have a little bit of gripes with some of the choices because I didn't care for that You're the One remix that SWV played. I don't know why the fuck they played that. I didn't care about that. I don't know
You
why they
talking
played
about when they
that.
be like, I know that you're the one
Yes, I didn't want
for
to
me.
hear that.
Hey,
I
that's
didn't
my
want to
shit.
hear
I'm
that.
sorry.
I did not want to hear that. Period. Okay, I did not want to hear that. But you know what? Y'all was laughing at me on Facebook, but when somebody had played a solo song, I think Coco had played Men in Black, which I knew she was gonna have that up her sleeve. But then when it came down to it, I said, now watch Latasha gonna want to play. She don't want to be left out the loop, so she gonna try to play Thug Holiday. Why that bitch turn around and play Thug Holiday? I knew she was gonna try to play that shit.
And did, even though that was my
well,
shit.
I don't know if y'all have already talked about this or not, but why did I scream when Candy played?
I think I know what you talking about. You talking about that
When
E40
she played,
song?
no, when she played Destiny's Child.
Oh, listen, she played all of
Sis
her.
said, sis said, I wrote it, so I'm gonna sing it. I
Ooh,
screamed.
I screamed the entire time because Coco at the beginning, Coco was not feeling it at the beginning. You could see it all up in her face. But Lily did say that she was going through some shit earlier, so I want to know what it was.
Well, let me also say this too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I want to say at some one point in time she was dealing with some health issues or like some vocal issues because she was saying that the doctor was telling her like she would never be able to sing songs like If Only You Knew anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But she's still maintaining. I mean, hell, you
She
can't
mu-
sing like
she she must have went to a foot doctor because apparently they know what they were talking about. Well, she hit that note tonight.
she did, but let me tell you, I can see a slight shift in her vocals
I mean,
compared to,
that's a given though. We get people getting older. That's
and
a
that's
given,
what I
and
was saying earlier. That's what I was saying, and you can't. The way Coco's range is, and the way she been singing for 30 years, you're not gonna sound the same. You're not gonna sing that hard for 30 years, and it's still gonna be pitch perfect, exactly how it was 30 years ago.
Mariah is the perfect example of this.
The perfect example. And I love Mariah. Let me tell you something. I will drag people when they come for Mariah Carey, period, because she is who she is.
well,
But I'm
drag
going to
me,
also
baby.
drag you if you're being delusional, like she still sound the way she did when she was singing Emotions. Like, child, that Mariah Carey is long gone. We loved her, and we appreciate her now for being that Mariah Carey. But we not gonna sit here and act like she ain't lipping, and we not gonna sit here and act like she's still coming with it. Respect the legends for what they got going on, but let's not be delusional. That's another thing we got a bad problem with, being delusional. She can't sing no more, but I still love her. I'm not gonna keep going in on her voice.
I do think they played a lot of too many features, and on Candy's end, she played too many of the songs that she penned. I think they could have used those spots for certain fan favorite songs. Like someone said in the chat, they wish that SWB would have played Fine Time. I thought they would have played Fine Time, to
I
be
thought
honest.
so
That's what I
too.
thought. But they didn't play it. There's a lot of shit they really could have played. That if they didn't have
It,
a single to put in that spot, they could have played a lot of. I'm surprised that Coco was even grooving along when they played Someone, because Coco hates that song.
She hates that song.
I'm surprised she was up there like, yeah, yes, pop that. I'm like, girl, what
can
you
I be
hating
honest?
on?
Can I
She
be
just
What?
honest?
was remembering the times.
I'm surprised Coco even agreed to do a damn verses. To be completely honest,
Why?
y'all know they be having a hard time getting Coco to do stuff.
Cause she tired of doing all that damn singing by herself.
She probably just
Right.
tired. And hold on, wait. So Lily taught Coco. What she know?
What you mean?
That's what Lily said. She said she taught Coco what she know.
She probably was talking about some freak shit.
Mm. Well, why
And
she
have
say
you
she sound
noticed
like a
all of
tenor
this?
now?
Oh, she probably was saying that with the new and improved voice.
Um, I'm
I
sorry, I had to
I
get
like that. I love to hear a woman sing in a baritone and a good tenor. But yeah, what
Right.
was your thoughts about keep going through the song list?
Um, let's see. Of course, anything would be their hype. Anything is their hype song. Like anything is their hype song. Like if you play any, because I was up in here low key doing a two step in my room when they played that. Because I'm like, oh shit! Like don't let
And
me get in the car driving. Ooh.
in response to Donna Clay, Patty does still got it. That's one of my faves, but even her vocals have aged. Like we gonna stop. Like they gonna age. Period. Continue your statement.
As far as hold on, and as far as what we said about Boys to Men, we said what we said. At the end of the day, what we were talking about Boys to Men, we were talking about him trying to downgrade or demean her as a songwriter. Again, she has songs that went number one. Wanye does not have any songs that he wrote that went number one. If he does, I don't know shit about him.
And
That's what we
neither
were
does
saying.
he, because they don't
her.
So
fucking
anyway,
exist.
so anyway, um, how did you now? Because I was talking to somebody on FaceTime about this before I went live, but it was like just SWV and Escape is what we grew up on. Like it's
Hmm.
basically nostalgic for us. So hearing certain songs will take you back to a specific time. Like Who Can I Run To takes me back to a specific time in my life as a kid.
Oh,
It reminds me of certain aspects in my life. Like I was saying to the person I was talking to on the phone, I was like, these songs were songs that I listened to a lot before the bullshit. If you get what I'm trying to say, this was all before the bullshit. This when we were all kids and happy with no
when
cares in the
life
world.
was good,
When life was
Yeah,
simple.
right?
exactly. Okay,
Well, yeah,
exactly.
you right. You said that right, because life is still good, but it was much simpler times.
Life was
As far
mad
as
simple.
Escape singing twice, singing Do You Want to twice because of the audience that was kind of fucked up. I ain't gonna
It
lie, that
wasn't
was
kind of fucked
uh,
up. That was rude as hell. That's number one.
right. It was. It
First of all,
was.
everybody got their turn, and this is not just me being a crazed SWV fan. We wasn't here for it when Keisha tried to do it to Ashanti, and I wasn't here for it when Escape did it to SWV. When your turn is up, your turn is just the fuck up, honey. I don't give a damn if y'all want to hear it or not. Your turn over. You can get back to belting it out when your next number come up.
That's true. That was messed up though. It was. It's
And
like they
even
was
if the
pro.
audience protested it, it don't matter. This is not an Escape concert. So that was just family being biased. at that point, I love that song. That's one of my faves by Xscape. But I just feel like that's how shit come into misunderstandings. But thankfully, Xscape and SWV are friends in real life, so they paid it dust. It didn't, because I could tell that SWV was slightly offended by it, not necessarily towards Xscape, but towards the crowd. Like, bitch, it's my turn. How you gonna tell another bitch to keep singing on my turn? Like, it's over. Let's move it along. I just don't fuck with that type of stuff. Like, just do it how it's supposed to be done, and we won't have no misunderstandings.
Okay, that's true. I see that Xscape played Softest Place on Earth. It deserved a play. It did. One of their good songs. SWV was pissing me off with some of their choices though. Like, ugh. Shit. It's so many songs I wanted them to play. But,
And I saw somebody else comment, SWV was definitely at a disadvantage because they was in Atlanta. They had, Xscape had more they people to bring them energy than SWV had. You know what I'm saying? Because of course Atlanta is gonna rep for Xscape. That's where they from. So, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like when it come down to that part, and then hold on, it's a few comments. The y'all be having me rolling in these comments because somebody said time wasn't limited. It's not about time being limited. It's just about doing things proper. That's all.
pretty
If we was at a
much.
cookout, that would have been acceptable, but we wasn't.
Not a cookout.
So yeah, time may not have been limited, but it was rude.
Well, when it comes down to Escape, you guys, y'all saying they were being messy. I don't think they were being messy. I think that they were being competitive because Kandi is a competitive person, and they was gonna pull out all the stops
Okay, so
to
I'm not the only one that felt
bring
like
it
that.
out.
I felt like Candy was being boastful. Do you hear me? But
Yeah, I
hey,
think it was friendly competition. That's what I think.
when you got the coin, you got the coin.
Baby Reggie Reeves, and that's just fine. Listen, y'all don't know Reggie like we know Reggie, okay? This ain't. This is
Okay,
really
don't get please don't
This
get him
is
started.
this is really Disney Channel Reggie compared to what the fuck we know. So
Cause I would have normally said a lot worse.
listen, this is partially why he ain't been on none of my panels because he'll turn your shit out, and I ain't got time.
But yeah, um, I was glad that they did Can We, that SWV did Can We, and
Oh, I would have been pissed if they didn't do that.
oh, I was gonna be pissed because that's one of their biggest bops, and I loved um Work Me Slow, but I thought the name
Ooh.
of the song was Take Your Time. That's my song. When I heard that, I could have stretched the hell out. Let me tell you something. I'm sorry, I love that damn song. That's my
Yes,
favorite
God.
Xscape song. I think
The
that,
same the same person that did that song did Do You Want To? That's the same person.
okay.
He also did Why I Love You So Much for Monica too. So you can probably
It's
kind of
who
tell.
it's either okay, who he in love with, cause that man making hits. Do you want to and work me, man?
Work Me Slow is my song. That's definitely on the fuck playlist. I just had to put that out there.
So I
Yes.
kind of called it what song? I think I missed When This Feeling. Did they play When This Feeling? Because I think I
I
missed
don't
it.
think so.
And if
I
they
don't
didn't,
think
they
they played
shouldn't.
it.
Yeah, I'm upset about that one. They should have played that
Listen,
one because that one takes me back
When
all the
This
way.
Feeling is the shit.
Oh, let me tell you something. If they had did When This Feeling, I would have just laid down and said, Lord, take me right now. Take me. Because that's my, first of all, these two know that that's my favorite SWV song of all times. I've been bumping that shit nonstop since I was like 12, and I'm not going to stop playing it. I just bumped that shit yesterday.
Tell me about it.
And we used to always argue. Me and Scotty used to be in this group. I know he's going to be embarrassed, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
I'm kicking you off. Don't you talk
You better
about it. I
not
will
kick
kick
me
you
off.
off. I
You
will
better
kick you
not.
off. I will
Who
mute
you
your
kicking?
mic.
We used to be in a group
I'm
together.
gonna mute your mic. I'm gonna mute your mic.
The fans want to know these
I'm gonna
types of
mute your
things.
mic. I'm gonna mute your mic.
No,
I'm gonna mute your mic.
let him tell the story.
We used to
I'm
be in a group
leaving.
together. Me, him, and his sister. Our name used to be the Canton Clan because we from Canton, Mississippi.
Oh, this is so embarrassing.
First of all, y'all, we got like 10 mixtapes. Don't sleep, because we stayed in Scotty bedroom recording them bops on that karaoke machine. That's number one.
So embarrassing.
But we recorded When This Feeling by SWV. And y'all know at the very end when Coco take it to church, when she hit the oh, we used to argue over that part of who was going to sing it. We used to argue over that part. And ever since then,
God.
I love that song. It's gonna always bring back like memories of my childhood, memories of me and Scotty. It just everything. Like, I love that song. They should have did that one.
Yeah,
Listen, but
we used to
listen,
ride
y'all. Like
220.
you said, 220.
I said we used to ride up and down 220 listening to that song. Me, you, and Reggie.
Okay. Bumping it to the club.
Reggie, okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Bumping it going to New Orleans.
Did we?
Okay, I take that. And Whitney too.
Who?
Oh God, he said
Okay,
Whitney.
never mind. Not nobody.
Whitney.
No,
Who? I thought you said Whitney.
I did, but I didn't want to get him started.
Oh. Because listen. What do you think of Mariah Carey? What do I think of Mariah Carey? I don't think of her.
Do you think of her?
I love Whitney. She was the queen of shade.
She was. She was. I see y'all enjoying this because these are people that I've known since childhood. So, the vibes are different. I've known them since childhood, as a matter of fact. Let's see. It's a like SWV is just a. Remember, what we were actually called SWV one time by one of
Uh-uh.
my other friends. He called us SWV.
Somebody said I'm off.
Oh Jesus, I just can't. He didn't have to do us like that, but that's just what it is.
It
See,
was fun.
y'all naming all the good songs off New Beginnings. I see On and On. I see What's It Gonna Be. I see That's What I'm Here For.
Oh,
All those
what's it
songs.
gonna be used to be my song.
Oh, don't remind me. Don't.
What else? First of all, Amazing Love. They should have played that. I ain't gonna
It's a
bring up
lot that
nothing
could.
else.
It was a it was a lot that could have been played in by SWV tonight. It's a lot
I
that could have
think
been played.
Escape too. I think both of them. Honestly, I enjoyed it, but it could have been better.
That's what I think too.
I feel like they could have both picked better songs.
Hmm.
And I feel like
You got a
it's
lot
just
of
certain
feelings.
things that I see, like Brandy and Monica. I ain't even gonna lie, I was disappointed that they wasn't really singing for real, like how Escape and SWV was. But even then, they still was playing around. I feel like for groups like Escape and SWV, them mics they should have did mic check and everything. Because first of all, you could tell they probably did a little 1-2 testing 1-2, but they ain't give a full mic check on how they would sound with those microphones with singing. Cause some of the effects was off with the microphones when they was singing. I mean, shit, get your track with the hook on it and have the verses blank and sing on the motherfuckers. That's what I want to see when I watch your verses, especially from powerhouse groups vocally like Escape and SWV. They sung, but they ain't really, they still didn't tear it up like they could have been. This could have been, I feel like the verses is supposed to be more like concerts than anything,
Because we can't go to none.
which is why I had an issue with them skipping SWV for that song to rehash what they was already singing. I wanted it to be more of like a concert, more of a, I don't know. I just feel like songs was missed. Energy was there. I definitely feel like Escape had more energy, but people
Hmm.
tried to play it like SWV was just in their seats being grandmas. Well, I ain't gonna say being grandmas. Well, yeah, being grandmas. Like, oh, they ain't doing nothing. But when I went back and watched it from the beginning, um, well, because I only caught it from half of it. Um, SWV was very energetic. They put forth a lot of energy. They was the first ones to stand up and start singing with their microphone before Escape did it. So I just feel like people have who they like and have their favorites, and they gonna pick what they want to pick. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they prefer. I think that both could have did more with the song selections, just to narrow it down and just keep it where what I said.
Yeah, I think that's the only issue that I had was that I felt like a lot of songs were missed, and that's all I'm thinking. Like some shit they could have played. Same with Escape, but it was funny to know that Coco was gonna play Men in Black, because a lot of people don't know that she's on that song. A lot of people did not know she was on
How
that
can you not know? Do y'all not listen to those ad libs?
And
song.
wait a minute.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I gotta say this. I'm gonna stay out the comments because y'all gonna get me in trouble. Who said that any?
Don't worry, because this pill is kicking in. I'm finna end this shit in just a second. Don't worry.
I'm trying to see, people take things that they want to take from the stuff that you say. Now, when we were talking about Patty still maintaining her voice, but that her voice still aged, where did we say anybody was going to smoke Patty? Scotty will tell y'all when it come down to Queen Patty, I do not play. So I
At
know I didn't
all.
say that. That's not what I said. I just said that her voice is aged. I didn't say anybody could out sing it though. We got to start listening to what people are actually saying.
Oh, that's not gonna happen. They're gonna they're, they're gonna take what they're gonna pick and choose whatever you say, and they're gonna dissect it. They're never gonna hear. They're never going to hear what you're saying. They heard you, but they did not hear you. I deal with it all the time doing these fucking panels, so I understand. Welcome to my world. Um,
Ooh, child.
Welcome to my damn world. See, that's why y'all don't need to be on. More so, Reggie don't need to be on no panels with me every other week because you'll be cussing out the folks in the comment section. This is not what we do here anymore.
And you know what? It's funny because I was like, what is damn comment section? Ah, good. I don't need to find it. That's fine. I let it stay with it. I let it stay with it.
But I mean, no one is the same when they get older because I mean, just like just like their voices age, hell, our bodies age. I got a good. It's not the same, but you know, you're not gonna be the same way forever. So I mean, it is what it is. Um, I think that I don't think that Taj was talking too much. I just think that that's just Taj. Like Taj talks. That's just who she is. I think she's more of the speaker of the group, her or Lily, one or the other. And another thing is they couldn't hear each other because I heard them say over and over again that they could not hear one another. So that could have been a problem too.
Yeah. A lot of stuff. Let me tell you something. That's my only problem with verses. As big as this has gotten, this is something that's been going on for a year. It's went
These
from
technical issues.
it should be a lot more advanced than what it is when it come down to the technical issues. Because when Keisha and Ashanti did it, they couldn't hear. This is not brand new. Y'all been doing this for a year. This stuff is going to have millions of viewers. Y'all should already have this situated and adjusted before we even see it, before the time even comes. Like when they do award shows and everything still works out, kind of like that.
I know y'all did say TLC should go against Total, so Total can lose right off the bat.
You said TLC in total?
That's what somebody said in the chat.
How you say that?
First of all, I love Total dearly, but in what land will they ever be able to compete with TLC? TLC still gonna be singing hits, and Total ain't gonna have nothing else to sing.
Yeah, a baby.
What they gonna have after tripping, kissing you, can't you see? I mean, they got some songs, but not enough to sustain and stand against TLC. Y'all got two
this is
strong albums.
this is you said two strong albums. They only have two albums.
That's what I meant. Y'all got two strong albums against TLC's four.
You said strong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Total's
Are we
albums
are
were
we
good.
playing? Are we playing? Are we playing? Are we playing spades? Because I say one in the possible.
I didn't say it, y'all, but no lies were issued. So
Okay, with Total's hits,
I'm sorry, Sonya. Get me
they
together
have
then.
you have Can't You See, Nobody Else, Kissing You, Do You Think About Us, What About Us,
Oh, yeah.
Tripping, and Sitting Home. After sitting home, there's nothing else.
The well has run dry.
Whereas TLC has Ain't Too Proud to Beg, Baby,
Too
Baby,
many.
Baby,
Too
What
many
About Your
already.
Friend, Get It
Three many.
Up, Hat to the
4 many.
Back, Creep,
5 many.
Red Light Special, Dig It On You, Waterfalls,
One.
Just
No
say
Skirt.
crazy,
One.
sexy, cool. That
Uh,
album alone
that album alone.
would
One.
wipe them out. See, and that's the thing about music. TLC wasn't a vocal group. They weren't about vocals, so we not talking about vocals. They was about bops. That's what they did. They made bops.
Can I smoke on here?
Somebody said Mary should go against Usher in the verses.
Whew.
I don't know about
We getting desperate for Mary to get on verses, huh? We just putting her up against anybody. Cause what they gonna do besides make me mad?
This is what we're not doing. We're not doing this.
Cause Mary and Usher, I just can't even start to think like what would they do? what they gonna talk about while they up there? Do they even know each other?
They did a song together. But
Was it in the studio with each other? Or was it one of those sent over tracks?
I don't know.
I just don't see it for them.
I think
Not
it
for
was a
verses.
sent over. It may have been a mail, an email track.
You know what? To hell with it. We that desperate to get married on verses, just go ahead and get Faith. Because I can't deal with these other ones.
You said Faith.
Look, now some of these names y'all calling, they don't need to be called. Everybody can't do no verses, and Kiki Wyatt is one. Y'all need to stop calling Kiki Wyatt's name because what is she gonna play?
What is she going verses?
Baby, first,
She only got
wait.
5 verses.
Since we've
2.
already established, shut the hell. Since we've already established that that verses is about hits, right? Yeah, Kiki's one of those names that shouldn't come up. Let's see who else.
And she can definitely blow.
I'm
She's not
sing
my
her ass off.
preferred vocalist. Too much hollering. But you know, she can go.
What you not finna do is sit here and talk about Kiki.
Oh,
Kiki
I'm
don't holler.
sorry.
Kiki
It's
don't holler.
done.
Kiki
Yes,
don't
she
holler.
do. She sounds like
Kiki
a
don't holler.
parrot. Sometimes I just want to hear somebody sing. It don't always take all of the acrobatics. And I mean, the amount of hits.
All right. Because guys feels like we're about Jennifer Hudson, and I do too. But you know, it okay.
You know,
Yeah, okay.
that's all I'm
I see.
saying.
You
And I
ain't
love
screaming for
Jennifer,
Hudson.
but I ain't got none of her albums either.
Sierra, Sierra versus a pillow.
You know something? I feel like Sierra and Rihanna would be dope. Rihanna would eat her.
I was just about to say, you set her up for failure.
But
You know what? This man said Sierra and Rihanna.
I mean,
You could have given Rihanna Beyonce. I'm out.
child, I only want to see vocal goddess go against other vocal goddess. I don't want to see Mariah and Beyonce, where the vocals is on one side and then the other side it's unique placements, because that's what Rihanna does.
Not unique places.
She's a placement singer. Her placements have to be
Oh, you know
together.
what? Somebody just said what happened to Cut Close. How about Total and Cut Close?
Who?
Cut Close.
Cut close to who?
The
Total.
group.
Don't nobody remember no Cut Close song like that. I know I don't.
If they was a Keith Swift fan, they remember Cut Close.
All I know them for is Twisted.
You don't remember damn, I can't even remember right now, so never mind.
See?
If you really want it, that song. Get Up on It. That's the name of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
get up
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
that's my jam. But
I thought
no,
that
don't
was a Keith
nobody
Sweat
remember them.
song.
Uh,
I thought Get Up On It was a Keith Sweat song, not a Cut Close song.
he probably wrote it, but yeah, no, that was Cut Close.
Now that's, you know what, Dougie? Now I can get with that. Total versus 702 would be perfect.
Even though 702 will eat their asses alive, but
Because the girls sleep on 702 as well.
Silk versus Jodeci, no.
Who?
Like, no. They said Silk versus Jodeci.
So, well, give me your reasons for no.
No. I don't think that's a good matchup.
Because after we meet in the bedroom, what Silk gonna do? We gonna get a room on the south side of the ghetto, and that's gonna be it.
I just
I
asked the
need to
question.
end this. I
I
need
just
to
asked the
end this.
question. I just asked the question. You did not have to do all of that.
Y'all doing the most now because y'all bring it up. Now they bring it up Moke and Steph. No. No. Moke and Steph only got one song to play, and it's He's
Now,
Hot.
y'all,
And don't
Y'all,
bring up Brownstone because I don't like that big mouth
Oh,
woman.
Brownstone been brought up many times in this chat
y'all are
tonight.
really pulling it now.
Okay.
We talking about people again with hits. It's like when you go to your mama house and you go to the garage and you be like, where that box with all them toys that I used to have when I was like 5 and 6? That's what y'all doing right now. Y'all pulling old ass toys up out the box.
Now
Like,
don't you go in there and put them old ass toys out that box.
because they don't work anymore. The batteries is dead, honey, and they been ran out. Like, some of these people, they could not do verses. And I know it's hurtful. Some of our faves might have been 3-hit wonders. But you know, like,
He said 3 years.
I love
Did you
me
say?
some Tweet, but I'm not putting her in the ring with nobody as far as hits is concerned. Now, if we want to have a vocal competition, yeah, I'm gonna put Tweet in the ring because I feel like one of her voice is one of the best. But hits,
And you know
nah.
what? And you just opened another door, and I'm glad you said something about vocals and one of the best. Being one of the best, it ain't like about all these riffs and runs and all that stuff. It's about your tone control, technique, and breath and all that other stuff. That's what makes you one of the best. So you can
Right,
hit one of the highest notes ever. If your tone ain't right, I don't want to hear it.
right. And I don't want to hear nobody sound too angelic either. Like when it's too crisp and clean, it's not natural singing to me.
You don't like to hear the angels from the heaven above singing to
If I
your
hear
very
angelic
spirit.
singing, it got to be from real angels, not these girls with this auto tune.
No, what's the name? Couldn't even say it earlier. She was like, what that stuff called?
Uh,
Auto tune.
right, real singers. Never even heard of it.
Oop.
But no, they
I'm
did good.
definitely not.
I'm
I'm
mad that
not.
they changed them outfits.
Oh, you talking about SWV?
Yeah, like, what was the purpose? I mean, they
Um,
just
Keandre Bell, child, that is not the best question. You say so he's not a fan of Aaliyah. This is an Aaliyah stan up here, okay?
Don't
So
get him started,
no,
please.
that is an
Don't.
Aaliyah stan up
y'all
here.
better tell them about the Aaliyah shrine that I had in my room with
Oh,
candles and everything
oh my
for
God,
years.
he's an Aaliyah
Like,
stan, okay?
please don't
A
get me started.
stan. Please don't get him
Please.
started. That's okay, because I'm gonna end this anyway. Let's see if I can kill him.
I love me some Aaliyah. Which you took, you must have took a Benadryl or something.
Alka-Seltzer.
Oh yeah, that's right. Y'all, you know, it's just I be having a good time talking to my cousin. You know, he'd be so busy sometimes that we don't get a chance to talk as much as I would like because I'm clingy. Um,
Mm.
Clingy and selfish.
we didn't ask for the extra.
The first step is admitting. The first step
I
is
don't know
admitting.
about the selfish part.
Oops,
I'm
you know you don't
still
like the oops. You know you don't like to share friendships.
I
At
mean,
all.
so
But we
yeah,
supposed to share
didn't you say
him.
you was
But we
ending
supposed to
this?
but we supposed to share him with these other bitches though. But what
Listen,
he said, I'm ending this. Like he
if
said
I
I
can
would.
behave, if Scotty will allow me to, for anybody that has enjoyed my presence, because I did see the comments where some people was asking for my IG and stuff. I am typically a rapper. I don't do the blog thing. I rap, I sing, I write. I do a lot of things, but you can follow me on IG. I guess I could put it in the comments. And if I behave well enough, Scotty may let me appear and show my face again. This was my trial run. I had to behave tonight so I can get back up on here another night.
Mm, mm.
But I might get put off if we talk about housewives. He might not never let me come
Ooh.
back after that.
See, I won't be on with the housewives. If anything, hit me up about the music. And I was literally in the middle of stuffing my face, and I got a message. I was like, "Oh, they talking." Did not know that this was live and all this stuff. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Hell yeah. That's why I was like, let me try to get myself together real quick. You thought I was going to try to get cute for y'all? Y'all done seen the best and the worst, child. You know, I wouldn't rush to get ready for y'all ass.
At all. Like, at all, period. Okay.
Listen, because they'll tell
But
you. I'm going to go ahead and make your closing statements.
well, first of all, I was actually on here longer than anticipated because I was not supposed to be on here no more than 30 minutes, being that I have to go to
Uh,
work in the morning. But,
hour 25.
however, I appreciate everybody that came in the chat, everybody that watched. Thank you for the super chats and everything else. Thank you to Reggie and Oni for entering my world outside of the real life. They entered my panel and blog world for the first time, and I appreciate their presence. Okay, the first thing I do know is that everybody was talking about how Reggie be reading, and as we said before, this is the That's So Raven version of him. This ain't the dirty version at
I'm
all.
one of the
Like,
sweetest that y'all will ever meet. It's true. Y'all not gonna play me like that.
and after that lie that was told, I'm about to end this live. Reggie and Uni, I'm about to text y'all in the group, in the group message because I'm really finna go
Y'all,
lay
he
down
lying. We
now.
finna get on FaceTime.
No, no, the hell we not. I'm finna go lay the fuck down. No, y'all can get on Facetime. I'm finna go to sleep.
Well, thank you once again for having me up. I appreciate it. This was really fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed speaking with everybody up here. Oni done came through and it just made the dynamic pop even harder. So I had a good time. I know y'all did too.
Next time, be like, "Yo, bitch, it's alive." Then you know what I'm saying. But you got me up here with this little ass shirt on. Look at this.
Don't nobody care about that.
And I see that I can't
Nobody.
type in the comments. So before I go, for those of you who asked, it's at the real underscore done DON underscore data. So the real done data.
Only
The
somebody
real
asked
done
about
died.
your
No
social
one.
media. What's your social media child? Cause somebody in the chat was asking about yours, child. Y'all get free followers off of me, a mess.
And
Did did
is
did
I
did
know you
did
didn't think I was finna come up here and not plug mine.
did I ask for an invite?
Nah, he didn't want his. Somebody asked, and so I just, was like, you can have it. But yeah, I that was not meant to be shady how that came out.
That speaks a lot about your character. You're a shady individual. You know that.
but want to say he's not. That's that Scorpio shit. Cause Jamar do the same shit. He know he's shady, but then want to act like he not.
I can be a little bit, but not much.
Did he say a little? Bye, y'all. I really enjoyed this live. Thank you guys for watching, and we're done. I'm gonna text y'all though.
Okay.